Yeah, I think I'll start with this one.
Just freezing, but not minimal snow. It's coming out for a second.
A little jumping
Ski man. Jean-Claude Keeling. Oh.
I mean, I've had it 10 times. I got to go.
Oh, shit, yeah. Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, there's a entertaining show tonight.
But if you have change, maybe you can give me that out.
Just like,
I mean, that works.
no, it's okay. My space right. My space right.
Fine.
My space right.
No, that's Mr. Close. That was just normal. Should I like Probably not. You should. I don't pretty nice. Yeah, but I think even if it's like
Home in a way, so it's fun. But anyway, I've got a couple of things to read, so really informal. So basically, I have a couple of great writers that I'd like to present, compare and contrast amongst yourselves. I'd like to see if you can guess who did what. Basically, one of the writers is John Greenleaf Whittier, and the other is Freak Nasty. So I will read both and to see if you can guess who did what. I put my hand upon your hip, and then you dip, we dip, you dip. Me lift thee, and thee lift me, and we'll both ascend together. Breaking it off to another level. You're digging Freak Nasty without a shovel. Digging it like Georgia peaches, sucking it up like leeches. I'm just a squirrel trying to give a nut. Okay. I realize I gave it away on that last one by name checking Freak Nasty personally, but you know. But he's from Marietta, right?
What was the squirrel line again?
I'm just a squirrel trying to get a nut.
Yes.
Yeah. But that was a minor hit, and as far as I know, John Greenleaf Whittier did not have any top 40 hits on the adult contemporary charts, but you never know. But yeah, Freak Nasty's, he's still breaking it off down there in Marietta, so if you get down there and, you know, if you're tired of the ATL living, the DTP didn't work out for you, then just go over to Marietta and Freak Nasty. Yeah. In every American copy shop, there's at least one poet employee making chapbooks on the night shift when things slow down. In 1993, I wrote PVMT on the back of my hand with a stubby Sharpie. The first time I heard Unseen Power, the Picket Fence, at a party. Later that week, I bought Slanted and Enchanted, and scrawled pavement across my black boombox with whiteout. Pleased with the results, I used the same small brush to recreate the watery domestic EP cover with my archived copy of the Rooster LP, painting with correction fluid and scraping with deformed paperclip. With each new release, I found myself pavementing my possessions. The latest and most ambitious of these transformations involves my 70s Chevy van. I shipped it to Orlando, Florida, where a former wizard from Industrial Light and Magic customized it with tinted bubble windows and computer-generated airbrush animations of the Terror Twilight cover artwork. When the sun sets and the van comes to life, the stars twinkle, nipples harden, and the dog howls off-key cover songs to the ever-changing moons. Tunes for Salamander. I tried to write a play about autumnal divergences. It became a hologram of John Belushi doing an impersonation of a coked-up Truman Capote criticizing breakfast cereal under a cloud of stale obsession. Fog, mists, complexities, obscurities, repeatedly. Mr. Congeniality. I bear no malice towards those who might backstab my trust with soup-stained sporks, but I'll be more than happy to excise their scabrous earlobes with weeping and wailing and gnashing of teeth. With weeping and wailing and gnashing of teeth. Okay, this is for Brodigan and Brodigan fans. He gave away most of his hats. And if you have a dulcimer with heart-shaped holes, play along. There should be 2 monuments to Richard Brodigan. One will stand tall in the midst of overcrowded Tokyo. Japanese children will offer their marble giant millions of paper cranes. All their wishes will come true, and they'll never mispronounce his name. The other monument shall be carved from a great mountain in the dwindling wilderness of Montana. American teens will leave empties, poetic graffiti, and paperbacks. It's a massive nation. He's a towering figure. We'll need a vast mountain. Well, and a footnote to that, I'm thinking where Halloween, candy will be so destructive that we'll have to give out paperbacks for Halloween, and Brodigan will be the main paperback. They'll repackage it in some sort of, I don't know, some sort of confectionery kind of thing. But he was a great poet because he always looked for ways to do alternative publishing. And one of his great books was called Please Plant This Book. And basically they were poems printed on packs of seeds. And so, you read the poem, you planted the seed, very much a 60s kind of thing. But since you're here in Bloomington, you can actually see that if you go to the Lilly Library. Just tell them you're writing, your PhD thesis on Brodigan. You can go in there and you can actually see that book, and I encourage you to do so. So, enough about Brodigan, but he was the first one that opened my eyes to alternative, experimental writing. So, it's recommended. Okay.
Can you read the one about when Brodigan blew his brains out? I've read that in a friend's house, but maybe you don't have that.
Oh, I don't have it here.
Okay.
But I do have the one where Lee Miller is having an affair with the sculptor. This is Noni Noguchi. I can read that one. It's called Snap. I used to have a big crush on Lee Miller, the great photographer, until it dawned on me she was fucking Noguchi, man. She was fucking Noguchi! Biatch. Okay, and another, here's another artistic love story. Meat Man loves Plexi Girl. Plexi Girl is an intergalactic superhero with see-through powers of strength, structure, and invisibility. Meat Man is a conceptual performance artist who works mainly with meat. During an omelet breakfast, Meat Man wonders aloud if he should branch out, use some cheese instead of all this meat and beef. Sounds great to me, replies Plexi Girl. Yikes, I'm late. I gotta go. Dr. Octagon is threatening to release another inconsequential concept hip-hop record. He must be stopped. Plexi Girl flies out the window, firing up her rocket-powered MP3-compatible Super Go-Go boots. Meanwhile, Meat Man piles chunks of ham from his omelet into a pyramid and places it on his knee, concentrating upon the assemblage until it topples. Meat Man is working on a site-specific performative adaptation of Upton Sinclair's novel, The Jungle. He has engaged the services of a retired butcher to act as creative consultant, but is having difficulty finding the proper slaughterhouse in which to realize his visions. On his way to the meat market, a gang of misguided, hallucinating emo kids throw gallons of fake blood on Meat Man. Pesky PETA protester! Where's Plexi Girl when I need her? Certain cuts sizzle audibly, like olfactory retreads. Okay, now we go to the tabloids. Sometimes Meat Man and Plexi Girl hang out with Matthew Barney in Bjork. Plexi Girl plays a thick plexiglass bass autographed by Kim Dill. She's joined Bjork in a few jam sessions. They get along famously. They even have talked about starting a side project band, tentatively called Tabloid Freud. The guys, however, they don't get along so well. Barney thinks Meat Man ripped off his goat guy persona and concept, and he doesn't fully appreciate the visceral, animalistic parallels or the cholesterolic subtext. Meat Man thinks the goat guy's films are too long and pretentious, especially when compared to his own short videos. Plexi Girl is constantly helping to make the world a better place, battling the demons of illiteracy, adopting third world orphans, coming up with tight bass riffs for Tabloid Freud. But Meat Man feels left out. He wants to improve the world as well. He's currently negotiating a project with George Foreman's representatives in hopes of staving off the crises of world hunger. And if all goes well, a massive custom-designed grill will be constructed for a site-specific performative installation piece. Volunteers outfitted with asbestos-lined Ralph Lauren-designed meat suits will ceremoniously parade from a reefer truck to lie down on the massive grill and make a post-constructivist lunch for hundreds of hungry art lovers. Oh. Yeah. I'll close on this one. I used to have a big crush on Lee Miller, the great photographer, until it suddenly dawned on me. She was fucking Noguchi. She was fucking Noguchi. Always close on a reliable